good evening, or whatever time of day you're watching this. I'm Curtis E., and welcome to the Sunday Punday 100 celebration. 100 weeks ago, I began posting small videos to TikTok where I tell a bad joke that I had thought of and hadn't heard anywhere else, and did a little dancey dance afterwards to songs that turned out to be very mutable by TikTok standards. Little did I know that enough people would enjoy them and that I would have enough crappy jokes in my comedy colon that I'd be able to produce 100 of them. So here we are. And to celebrate this grand achievement, I'm going to reveal to you my 10 personal favorite Sunday Pundays I've produced, and I will also be revealing the top 10 Sunday Pundays as voted by the fans. But before I do that, I figured I'd share with you the story of how Sunday Punday came to be. So a couple of years ago, I was walking around town when I saw a man crossing the street about to be hit by a car that was running a red light. So I tackled the man out of the way and saved his life. Afterwards, he wrapped me in a big hug and tearfully told me how grateful he was. I said to him, "You're grateful, like Parmesan cheese." Once the joke had settled with him, he didn't stop laughing for 2 whole minutes. He looked me in the eye and he said, "Son, you've got a gift. A good bad joke is a wonderful thing to bring into the world." Why, I would say that the 2 greatest gifts you could give the world are a bad joke and a good dance. Those man's words lit a flame inside of me, and that's when I knew that my purpose on this earth was to tell a bad joke and then do a dance afterwards. I hugged the man and I asked him what his name was, and he looked at me and he told me, Barack Obama. And thus, Sunday Punday was born. A phenomenon that has captured the attention of the entire world. And that is the story of how Sunday Punday came to be. Okay, now, let's continue the celebration by revealing to you my 10 favorite Sunday Pundays. And between each one, I'll present you all with a little story behind them. And I mean the real courtesy, not award show presenter parody courtesy. Okay, now, take it away, future me editing this video. Sunday Punday.
What's a turkey's driveway made out of?
Gobblestones.
This one is one of the dumbest ones I've thought of, but I remember laughing a lot more than I normally do when I thought of this one. And you can see it in my face when I deliver the punchline. I'm trying not to laugh in that one.
Sunday Punday. What's a British person's favorite body part?
Righto.
Basically the same as the previous one, but I found this one to be even more gloriously stupid, and I really wanted an excuse to use the song Mind Your Own Business by Delta 5.
Sunday Punday. What do you call a cruise full of naked men?
A membership. I found this one to be one of my more clever ones, and also, as Sunday Punday kept going along, I found that it was becoming more and more popular with gay men, which, for obvious reasons, I'm a nerdy little twink. And also I do have a generous amount of Sunday Pundays where I do a lot of ass shaking, so I get it and I welcome it. So when I thought of that one, I also thought it as one for them, one that they'll really appreciate. And I think they did. It became one of my most popular recent Sunday Pundays. And as a message to the gay men who follow me, I'm sorry I'm straight, but I love you guys anyway.
Sunday Punday. I just won a lifetime supply of ice cream. I won the gelatery.
Yeah, the first of a couple sentimental ones on this list. This was shot on the balcony of our hotel room during our honeymoon in Venice. We stayed in a lovely little hotel that overlooks the Rialto Bridge, which you can see in the Sunday Punday. It's in the background. My original idea was to film in St. Mark's Square, but I had forgotten to bring my microphone on the trip. So since we had to use natural audio from the phone, I decided we should just shoot it on our balcony. That honeymoon was everything I could have hoped for. It was beautiful, it was relaxing, it was historic, it was romantic, it was delicious. Anything that makes me think of that time deserves a spot on my list. The only complaint about our honeymoon, besides our bags staying in Switzerland for 3 days, we wish we could have afforded to have a longer one.
Sunday Punday.
What kind of dog will you find in a cemetery?
A gravehound.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
That is our greyhound, Kuja. We've had her for about 4.5 years now. We got her from our friend who rescued her from the greyhound racing tracks, and then later rehomed her to us when the previous owner moved and refused to take her. Kuja had wandered into another Sunday Punday of mine, and I decided to use that take because it was so cute. But I wanted to make one with her intentionally in the shot.
Look at that puppy face. How can I not put that puppy face on the list?
Sunday Punday.
What's the best way to describe a cornfield?
Amazing.
Sorry, I know that joke was corny.
Please don't call the cops.
They'll arrest me for producing cornography.
This is starting to get old.
I think I'm ready to stop.
Before somebody pops me.
I'll shuck off now.
Real smooth.
I've had a few multi-joke Sunday Pundays, usually set to Mamma Mia, but this one is unlike all the others. I just kept thinking of more and more corn-related jokes, and eventually I was just like, yeah, why not? Let's just use them all. So I did. I like to think that I was mining the joke rather than beating it after it was already dead, but the feedback I got was really positive, so I guess I succeeded, and I'm proud of it.
Sunday Punday.
I asked my best man if he needed help getting ready for my wedding.
And I said no.
I said, suit yourself.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual.
Yeah, so this was shot less than 2 hours before I got married. That's Roger, who's my best friend, and he was my best man and our officiant in our wedding. We got married at a resort in Estes Park, Colorado, and myself and my groomspeople all shared one big cabin. That's where this one takes place. I had thought of the suit yourself punchline months in advance, and I wanted to use it so bad, so I figured that my wedding with Roger would be the perfect chance to do it. That week may have been the happiest in my adult life. I don't know if I've ever felt that genuinely happy and at peace. It was amazing. And to have a Sunday Punday to serve as a memory of that, it's perfect. We actually did the Carlton dance here because Roger and I, over the course of our friendship, have done it a lot. But our freshman year of college, we binge watched all of Fresh Prince with a friend of ours. Sadly, he passed away a few months before the wedding. So the Carlton dance felt like a tribute to not only me and Roger's friendship, but also to him, to all three of us.
Sunday Punday.
I can't stand when my legs are broken.
I'm gonna name drop. Rocksteady crew. Flipping mic.
I just thought it was really funny. One of my best puns. I can't believe I hadn't heard anyone else say it before that.
Sunday Punday.
2 of Santa's reindeer were in an accident.
Oh no!
Yeah, one of them died. But one of them lived, because the one who died was an organ donor.
So this one takes place in my childhood home. My now wife and I spent Christmas there that year. It was the first time that I'd spent Christmas at home in 6 years. While I was there, literally, while I was shopping at a mall, I was told that Roger was going to be there too. He was going to spend Christmas with us. And you know, that's perfect. Like, I not only get to spend Christmas with all my family, but with my best friend too. It's the perfect Christmas present. And it really was. It was probably the best Christmas I've had as an adult, and one of the best ever, honestly. My job had stressed me out to unhealthy levels at that point. I was so stressed, I was so homesick, so it was exactly what I needed and everything I wanted it to be. I love having this Sunday Punday as a memento. Plus, the shooting of it was so fun because you got, it's me with my best friend who also loves bad jokes. We're making each other laugh, we're making my family laugh. And I already thought that the organ donor joke was one of my top tier bad jokes, so I was happy to use it. I told Roger to react to my setup naturally and then deliver the punchline without him knowing what it was so that his reaction would be genuine, which was the same for the wedding as well. And it turned out perfect. Again, luckily he loves bad jokes like I do, or it wouldn't have been as good as it was. This one is so high on the list because I see it and it truly feels like home.
Sunday Punday. How does a DJ open a door?
Break it down.
This honestly might be my favorite joke I've ever written, and I mean that. One of the best. I loved thinking about it after I came up with it. I loved making it. I added extra effects to it than normal so that it would seem more special. I'm just so happy and proud that I thought of this one. I didn't want to give the number one spot to a sentimental one. I wanted to give it to the one that I actually thought was the funniest, and this one I thought was my funniest. Plus, Roger himself told me that it was the hardest he's ever laughed at one of my Sunday Pundays, and he is a very blunt individual. He is very honest. He sometimes brutally. He doesn't sugarcoat a lot of things, so if he says something, he really means it. So I felt like that was a really good stamp of approval. So yeah, that's what I think the number one Sunday Punday is. Wow, wasn't that a great list filled with vain backstory nobody asked for? Well, now it's time for the main event, the top 10 Sunday Pundays as voted by the Sunday Punday fans. They were calculated based on comments, likes on comments, and views when necessary. So, let's start the countdown, shall we?
Sunday Punday.
2 of Santa's reindeer were in an accident.
Oh no!
Yeah, one of them died, but one of them lived because the one who died was an organ donor.
Sunday Punday. What's a chiropractor's drug of choice?
Crack.
Sunday Punday. How many boyfriends did Mother Teresa have?
None.
Sunday Punday. What do you do with a broken bike? Recycle it.
Get up off of that thing and dance to you.
Sunday Punday.
How did the reindeer win the football game? Blitzing.
Sunday Punday.
I asked my best man if he needed help getting ready for my wedding.
And I said no.
I said, suit yourself.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual.
Sunday Punday. What does Captain Hook do when he gets angry?
Beats me.
So sail away on a ball and chain. Keep from the road and west. Get around the river.
Before we continue with the top 3 Sunday Pundays, here are a few that received some votes but didn't quite make the cut. This one. That one. This one. That one. This one. That one. This one. That one. And this one. All right, now let's finish the countdown with the top 3 Sunday Pundays.
Sunday Punday. What happens when a lumberjack cuts down the wrong tree?
An accident.
Sunday Punday.
What's a turkey's driveway made out of?
Gobblestones.
And here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1 Sunday Punday as voted by you.
Sunday Punday. What's the best way to describe a cornfield? Amazing. Sorry, I know that joke was corny. Please don't call the cops. They'll arrest me for producing cornography. This is starting to get old. I think I'm ready to stop. Before somebody pops me. I'll shuck off now.
Real smooth.
Nice to know I peaked at number 26 and did 74 more of these. Well, there you have it. Thank you all for joining me for the Sunday Punday 100 celebration. And a sincere thank you to all of you from the bottom of my little corny heart. Sunday Punday, you know, it's not the biggest thing in the world. It didn't make me famous or anything like that, but the support that I've received from the small following it's gotten has really made me love doing it. While my goal with comedy is to, you know, reach more people, you don't need to make millions of people laugh for it to matter. If you make one person laugh, it matters because you brought joy into the world. And the world really needs that. And the Sunday Punday fans have made it pretty clear that Sunday Punday brings joy to them, even if there's only a few. So because of that, I could do 100 more of these and not gain 1 follower and be perfectly happy. So here's to you and the future of bad jokes. May it be the best while being the worst.